been a while since I did a back in the box, but this time I want to call to attention that this is from HexaSim. It's an European publishing company, so we could call this a Euro war game. So here we have the entire blank box, and we're going to fill it with all the contents. And obviously we're gonna start with our beautiful illustrated rulebook. All right, it's zones of control, all the counters, you know, the usual stuff. It's not long. It's not a long, and obviously as you can see, it's zones of control, and I'm really eager to play it. I really like the age. It's the wars of religion in France in the 16th century. If you don't know too much about this era and you want to get into the mood for the era by watching a movie, yeah, obviously you can go through Three Musketeers and all that, but I would suggest a movie called in English Queen Margot. In French is La Reine Margot, and it's, yeah, it can shed you some idea of the situation that we will try to portray with the battles. The battles are the end of the situation. Okay, but this is the second game in the By Shot, Shock and Faith game series, and this is focused on the battles that happened between Protestants and Catholic French. So we have scenario number 6. Okay, so we have 6, which is Cognac. In January the 6th, we have scenario number 7, which is Dormant. The Reiter Knights, nastier and more formidable by fame rather than by effect. Pierre de Bouteille, called Brantôme, soldier and writer. Obviously, there's high Roman Empire involved in this situation. Okay, Vimory. Never did I hear such screaming. Oh, the glare. Those who avoided iron did not avoid fire. Jean Lebret. I really like the graphics and the presentation of the game, sorry. It's really beautiful. It shows you have the entire setup, I mean, just 2 pages, right, of the victory level, of your turn numbers, your setup, which map to use, where in France it happened. It's lovely. Scenario number 10, Metrieux, aka, oh, damn glare, the Battle of Viricule, December the 10th, 1587. It was not called the Day of the Spurs, but rather the Battle of the Viricule, turn asses, which is basically, because it was fought on horses and most of the cavalrymen were only brave enough to take to their heels. Pierre Mathieu, history writer from Lyon, fervent leaguer and warm supporter of Henri IV, 1599. Okay, there's the usual play rates, with the terrain effects, with modifiers, combat tables, modifier for leaders, artillery fire, and how the orders, because this has orders for the troops, right? This is age of transition. This is no longer medieval age, and this is the second sheet. Okay, it's exactly the same, so one for each player. This is a transition from the medieval to the age of pike and shot. So there's a mix of absolutely everything. You still don't have musketry, but you have arquebusier. Okay, now counters, and they come already cut, clipped. It's beautiful artwork. The production is supreme. I love it. Really, really like it. Oh, and they are already jumping off the slot. You have white, you have this bluish, very easy to contrast with the green of the maps, as you will see. So you still have a lot of this gendarmerie full of daring and crashing with lance and full armor knights, and you already have arquebusier, so it's really age of transition. Okay, this is one of the maps. This is for Maître, and I really like the maps. It has this mix of hand and digital, and the way they divided, it's kind of isometric look to it. It's not really straight down, up to down. It's kind of at an angle, like 30-degree point of view or 15. It's really nice, and it's only one side. So then you have the bigger maps. That one is the smallest, and the bigger maps are really wow. They are double-sided, and I really like the illustration of the map. It's this beautiful green fields. France was one of the most richest and more powerful nations in Europe. Beautiful. This is for Hanau on the 10 for the 4 November. Excuse my French. 1587. Okay, so this map is, you flip it like this. So it's not parallel, it's a flip by the long edge. Aha, kind of like it to be like that. And then the final map, which is the Battle of Cognac. 6 de janvier. Beautiful, beautiful map. I like this one. The zones are very open. Okay, yeah, I forgot it was a flip through the long edge. And this is Dormant. Okay, there's, and I have to study this, but the areas have different. Some have, I suppose it's transitions between the areas, how they work. And they have numbers, and they have Roman numerals. So, yeah. For European production, and come on, game design is Philippe Hardy. The art, okay, designer was Philippe Hardy. The map art was Sébastien Brunel. Box art was also Sébastien Brunel. Counters art also Monsieur Brunel, and rules layout was Muriel Bresson. And this is an HexaSim game. Okay, printed in France, German, and Italy. Gentlemen, another war game for the table, The Fate of Reiters, and this is right up my alley on the transition ages. For some reason, and I always liked this transition military eras, like where the technology is still so novelty that the army is still adapting and trying to discover which vector tactics they will apply with the new technology, because they have to learn, and usually they try to mix up the old and the new to see what works. It's just not, it happens, it's like today with the use of drones and everything. It's just not we flick our fingers and things happen. No, tacticians have to try a lot of things. The counters represent from 100 to 500 men. Each zone is around 300 to 500 meters, I guess, depending on the battle and the scale of the map. And each turn is around 20 minutes. Highly recommended, I can tell you, and I will show the playthroughs. And I will definitely try to get by Shock and Faith, but it's out of stock. I couldn't get it, so let's hope that I either get my hands on it from some store. I don't buy secondhand, sorry. And for two reasons: I want to support the stores, unless Second Chance probably has some second hands, but it comes through the store, it's not person to person. Yeah, I read the buy less and support the stores. And second, I want new. I like the smell of new, and I want to buy from HexaSim. So they have a store. If you want to go to them, it's like GMT or any other, but Europe designed and produced. So go Euro Games. Buy made in Europe. Have a good night.